Californication emerges in the television landscape as a production that challenges conventions and expectation, establishing itself as a landmark in the evolution of contemporary drama series. Its narrative, although often straying from everyday realism, manages to capture and hold the viewer's attention with an intricately woven plot and characters of remarkable psychological depth. The series boldly dives into controversial themes, using sex and nudity not merely as elements of shock or visual appeal, but as essential narrative tools for understanding the complex and often contradictory universe of its character. But before we continue with the video, I ask you to help me by liking the video, and if you enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Without further ado, let's get to the video. At the epicenter of this tumultuous and captivating story is Hank Moody, an eccentric and often despicable protagonist who paradoxically evokes surprising empathy from the audience. This duality in Hank's characterization is one of the series' strongest points, demonstrating the exceptional ability of the writers to create multifaceted characters that defy simplistic categorizations of morality. Hank's journey, constantly orbiting around Karen, his inspiring muse and emotional anchor, could easily become repetitive and predictable. However, the exceptional quality of the writing and the depth with which the characters are developed throughout the seasons keep the audience's interest, creating an emotional connection that transcends the apparent predictability of the central plot. The narrative structure of Californication deserves special mention in the analysis. Unlike current television trends, where each episode often resembles a standalone high-production film, this series maintains a more traditional episodic continuity, reminiscent of the great television productions of the past. This approach allows for more gradual and deep development of characters and secondary plots, offering the viewer a more immersive and satisfying experience. The series greatly benefits from this structural choice, allowing narrative arcs to develop organically over several seasons, creating a rich tapestry of interconnected stories. However, it is important to recognize that Californication is not free from substantial criticism. The theme of sex, although central to the narrative and often used intelligently to explore the complexities of human relationships, sometimes becomes excessive and repetitive. This results in episodes that may seem redundant or superficial, risking alienating part of the audience who seeks a more varied or thematically diverse narrative. This intense focus on sexuality, while initially intriguing and provocative, ends up limiting the series' potential for deeper or more relevant reflections on the everyday life of the average viewer. Fascinating and psychologically intriguing aspect of Californication is its ability to provoke a peculiar form of envy in the viewer. Hank, with his apparent ease in attracting women and his bohemian life as a successful writer, Karen, whose main concern seems to be navigating her complex relationship with Hank, and even Becca, with her exceptionally understanding parents and maturity beyond her years, create a world that, although fictional and often exaggerated, awakens a subliminal desire to experience this seemingly uncomplicated and exciting reality. This envy, paradoxically, serves as one of the series' strongest emotional hooks, keeping the audience engaged even when the narrative occasionally stumbled. Among the cast of complex characters, Becca emerges as the most authentic and evolving figure. Her development arc is particularly captivating, offering the audience a more realistic and relatable perspective within the often exaggerated and hyperbolic universe of the series. Becca's journey from childhood to adolescence and eventually to adulthood serves as a necessary and refreshing counterpoint to the impulsivity and immaturity often exhibited by the adult characters. This authenticity effectively contrasts with the often caricatured behavior of the adults around her, providing moments of genuine emotion and personal growth that anchor the series in a more recognizable reality. The series reaches its narrative peak with the arc involving Mia, a storytelling tour de force that stands out not only as the high point of Californication, but possibly as one of the best executed narrative arcs in contemporary television. This storyline demonstrates the writer's mastery in manipulating the audience's perceptions, initially leading us to sympathize with Hank and his seemingly unjust situation. only to later force us to reevaluate our own moral conclusions as more details come to light. It's a brilliant exercise in storytelling that challenges the viewer to question their own perceptions, judgments, and the nature of guilt and personal responsibility. The treatment of this particular arc is notable for its moral complexity. While Mia is presented as a manipulative and morally ambiguous figure, the series skillfully avoids simplifying the situation, forcing the viewer to confront Hank's role in his own downfall. Hank's habitually irresponsible conduct towards women is presented as the fundamental catalyst of his problems, a bold narrative choice that refuses to completely absolve its protagonist. This nuance in addressing delicate themes such as consent, power, and sexual responsibility demonstrates the maturity and sophistication of Californication's writing at its best. After the conclusion of this monumental arc, a certain loss of momentum in the series is noticeable. This decline, although understandable given the intensity and impact of the previous storyline, marks a transition in the overall quality of the narrative. The series struggles to find equally fertile ground for exploration, occasionally falling back on more predictable plots or rehashes of previous conflict. However, even in its less inspired moments, Californication maintains a level of writing and acting that consistently places it above the average of contemporary television production. The quality of the acting throughout the series deserves special mention. While the script provides the skeleton for complex characters and intriguing situations, it is the cast that truly brings these elements to life. David Duchovny, in particular, delivers a tour de force performance as Hank Moody, skillfully navigating between the character's carefree charm, existential angst, and emotional vulnerability. The rest of the cast, although sometimes overshadowed by Duchovny's centrality, consistently delivers performances that enrich the world of the series, adding layers of complexity and authenticity, even to secondary characters. An often underestimated aspect of Californication is its carefully curated soundtrack. Music plays a crucial role in the series, not just as a backdrop, but as a narrative element in its own right, often commenting on or amplifying the themes and emotions of particular scenes. The choice of alternative and indie rock music not only establishes the tone and atmosphere of the series, but also serves as a reflection of the state of mind and cultural sensibilities of its main character. The direction and cinematography of Californication also deserve recognition. The series manages to capture the essence of Los Angeles in a way that goes beyond Hollywood cliches, presenting a vision of the city that is simultaneously glamorous and decadent, bright and dark. This visual duality perfectly mirrors the internal contradictions of the characters and the central themes of the series. In conclusion, Californication remains a series that, despite its occasional flaws and narrative excesses, offers a unique, provocative, and memorable television experience. Its bold approach to controversial themes, combined with intelligent writing and characters of remarkable psychological depth, creates a product that challenges conventions and entertains in equal measure. Although sometimes excessive in its exploration of sexuality and occasionally limited in its deeper reflections, the series manages to maintain the viewer's interest through its engaging narrative, captivating characters, and a constant willingness to push the boundaries of what is acceptable in mainstream television. Californication remains an intriguing and influential example of how television can push creative and narrative boundaries, exploring the complexity of human nature through an exaggerated and sometimes unrealistic prism, always captivating. Its legacy in contemporary television is significant, having influenced a generation of series that do not fear addressing controversial themes or presenting morally ambiguous protagonists. Even years after its conclusion, Californication continues to provoke discussions and analyses, testament to its enduring relevance and cultural impact. The series serves as a powerful reminder of the potential of television as a medium for exploring complex ideas and social commentary, even when disguised under the guise of provocative and irreverent entertainment. After this in-depth analysis of Californication, we would like to invite you to continue exploring the fascinating world of TV series with us. If you enjoyed this critical analysis and wish to access more similar content, do not hesitate to subscribe to our channel. Your subscription not only helps us grow, but also ensures that you don't miss any of our future analyses and discussions on the most impactful and controversial series on television. Moreover, if this video brought new insights or perspectives on Californication, or if you simply enjoyed our style of analysis, please leave your like. Your positive feedback motivates us to continue producing quality content and helps us reach more series enthusiasts like you. Don't forget to activate notifications to be alerted whenever we publish a new video. We have a schedule full of analyses of classic and contemporary series that promise to be as thought-provoking as this one. Your participation is crucial for us to maintain rich and diverse discussions about the universe of series. So, subscribe now, leave your like, and join us on this journey of exploration and analysis of the best that television has to offer. Until the next video.